And even, let's say, it still says straight. Have any of y'all tried to draw a straight line without a ruler? No, it's impossible, man. You need a guideline besides you in order to do it. And what's our guideline? That's these scriptures right here, man. You know?
And real quick, even Yahushua, in the book of John, even Yahushua said, he says, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the light. All right, no man can come to the Father but through me.
That's right, brother.
And when you go through something, you have to go through a gate, man. So that lets you know that's a precept to what Matthew, the book of Matthew is saying. Follow that straight gate, because when you follow the straight path of Yahushua, it's not going to be an easy path to follow.
That's right.
Because like the brother just said, you have to follow that straight path.
Yeah,
right?
he considers us as being gold. And gold is tried through the fire, as numerous amount of scriptures talk about in there, man. With that, go ahead, you got a question?
It's true what you said, because we have to walk like Yeshua, but nobody's walking like Yeshua, not the Christians. Because they're walking and they're thinking that the law is over, but the law is still there.
Absolutely, the law is still there, but just for
they want to walk like Christ, but they're not doing nothing
right.
like Christ did.
Just for truth's sake, his name's not Yeshua. There's no you in ancient Hebrew. That's what they tell you, but his name is actually Yahushua. But everything you just mentioned is correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of these people claim that they know the Lord, and they claim that the law is done away with. But when you go to the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17, it tells you it's not over with.
Destroyed because they're not teaching the right thing.
That's right, brother. You brought your short for lack of knowledge. That's a good point, man. Appreciate that.
Continuing on verse 13, Matthew 7 and 13.
I've been looking on this.
Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
So broad is the gate, broad is the way that leads into destruction. Broad is the way that everybody's taking, man. Again, when you got your eyes closed, you're gonna stumble over here and stumble over there and try to walk to the gate, but you might be over here. That's gonna lead you to your destruction. You know? But when you got that straight gate, you know, it's more harder to stay on it, that beam. But if you in the spirit and you pray, you gonna do it, man. Like I love bringing this analogy of like basketball, for example. Steph Curry has to practice in order to perfect that J. You know? Now he be hitting them from way back, but he had to go through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in order to get to that, man. But if the hoop was this big, you got people like Manute Bol that be able to hit threes like Stephen Curry. You know what I'm saying? It takes dedication and passion, which means pain, to do this, man, to walk into that straight gate, again, which is hardships, man.
Continuing on verse 13, I'm gonna finish it up. And broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be that go in thereat.
There's a lot of people that's going into that place, man. Most of these people that you see around you ain't worried about the scriptures, man. They're not worried about the Lord. And if they think they worried about the Lord, it's Jesus Christ. And it's in these churches. It could be in any spectrum, whether it's Islam, Muhammad, Christianity, Buddhism, or even atheism within itself, man. That's a gate to darkness, man. And everybody that you see around you is in that path, man. You're gonna find somebody way over here, you're gonna find somebody way over here. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, we serve one God and we're all going to the same place there, buddy. No, man. If you a true servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're gonna take them lumps. This is a fight. The Lord talks about this being a fight. The scriptures say this is a fight, man. And when it's a good fight, you're gonna get blows taken. You're gonna get blows thrown at you, man. You're gonna throw blows and receive blows, man. But that's why it talks about contending for the faith. To be a contender, you gotta be a runner-up for it, like boxing, man. You gotta be runner-up for it, man. You gotta go through a bunch of battles in order to get that main prize, which is that belt, man. You know? That's like this. That belt is the kingdom. You gotta take blows. You gotta go through plenty of enemies, man. You gotta have plenty of battles, man. But if you can overcome that stuff, you got a kingdom waiting for you, man. And that's beautiful. That's why I'm gonna keep fighting, Lord willing. And I know all these other brothers out here doing the sincerity and truth can attest to it as well. You know?
Verse 14, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth into life, and few there be that find it.
That's right. Narrow is the way, struggling is the way, hardships is the way, being tried like gold is tried of the fire. That's the way there, man. It's cool. I didn't even want to put it up that long. I just wanted to show them that. You know what I'm saying? That's the way that's going to lead you to eternal life, man. Having a single eye full of light. You know?
I can make a quick point. The scripture also says in Isaiah the 13th chapter, it tells you, I shall make a man more finer than the gold.
Yep, that's right.
The gold and Ophir. You know, he's gonna make up his jewels, man. And when you make gold, when you refine gold, you know, you can have a big lump of gold this big, right? Then you put it through the fire, that mother gonna make come out this big.
That's right.
And that's the purest part of the gold. And that's the part that's worth the most money. And that's
right.
what the Most High has going on with everybody in this place, that's in this world that we live in. But he's dealing with the small few, which is the elect, that's gonna be tried through the fire and made pure. All right?
Go ahead. Here, read that. You can break down on one of y'all.
I have some.
Go ahead.
All right, this is
break it down.
This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before.
That's right. Forgetting all the stuff that's in your past. All the stuff of you being a nigga, a spit, Uncle Tomahawk in America. And with you being in this truth, now you focusing on that stuff that really matters, man. That's the faith, that's the law, statutes, commandment, that's the word, that's doing the work, all the above, man. All right, is there more to it?
I press towards the mark, for the price of the high calling of our power in Yahushua Mashiach. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded.
Be perfect. Many of us, read that again. Above the song.
This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 13. Brethren, I count not myself to be apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before.
That's right.
Verse 14, I press towards the mark, for the price of the high calling of our power in Yahushua
He
Mashiach.
considers it being a price. The price of what?
The price of high calling.
Of the high calling.
It's like prize.
Oh, prize? Prize. Okay.
Price.
Water.
I press toward the mark for the price of the high calling of our power in Mashiach Yahushua. Verse 15, let us therefore, as many as be perfect.
Let us therefore, that's why I wanted him to read it again. Let us therefore be perfect. Okay? Now we know that we sin. Where our righteousness is as of a filthy rag. We ain't nothing. We didn't sin. We got to repent. That's what we got to pray and we got to repent. But when you go into perfection, it means to be blameless. Like the scriptures talk about, man. To be without blame. To be without impurity. To be purged through that, like gold is purged, tried in the fire, and to come out on the other side of perfection, man. To be balanced ultimately. Okay? That's why right afterward it said to be thus minded. When it says thus minded, it means to be like-minded like how Yahushua was. Like he said, let this mind be in you that is in him me as well. You know, roughly paraphrasing.
And if anything ye be otherwise minded, our power shall reveal even this unto you. Nevertheless, whereto we have already attained, let us walk by the same rule. Let us mind the same thing.
That's right. Again, he's talking about being thus minded. Let us mind the same rule. Let us go by the same thing. Let us speak the same sayings. We're all under the same vibration of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. If you got a brother over here talking about something, and he in the truth, and you got a brother over here talking about something totally different pertaining to this truth, they ain't agreeing. And we know the scriptures say two can't walk together, can two walk together unless they agree? You know, that's why we got to be thus minded. You know?
2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many.
It's 8-something billion odd people living in this place, man. This world here is for many people, man. A lot of Satanists, a lot of so-called Christians, a lot of Muslims, a lot of Buddhists. Shoot, a lot of New Agers, a lot of Scientologists. It's a lot of people up in this thing, man. This world here is for many.
But the world to come for few.
The world to come is for few. Many are called, but few are chosen. This next world to come, that's why he's gonna destroy so many people, man. This world to come, the rulership, is gonna be the elect, man, in the 1/3. Okay? It's gonna be not nearly as many people in the next world that it is right now, man. And that next world is gonna be ran in righteousness, all right?
That's right.
Oh yeah, there's plenty more meat on that one.
I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra.
And when it says it, he's saying, I will tell you a saying.
As when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold whereof earthen vessels are made.
When you observe the earth, when you observe the earth, observe the stuff going on the earth, observe the dirt, it's a lot of dirt, clumps, a lot of dust, a lot of all that stuff when you actually observe the earth. It's everywhere, you know? And it's a reason why the angel Uriel is telling him this parable, you know?
But little dust that gold cometh of.
Little dust. When you sift a lot of dirt just to find gold, you'll have a big old clump of dirt, maybe like this, and when you sift it, you'll find a speckle of gold right there, man. A speckle of it. Read that part one more time.
But little dust that gold cometh of. Let me start a little higher, actually. Get better understanding.
We started
I'll start at verse 2.
Okay.
I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra.
Okay.
As when thou askest the earth,
Observe the earth.
it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold
Much dirt,
whereof earthen vessels are made,
clay pots, whatever the case might be.
but little dust that gold cometh of.
Out of all that dirt, it's gonna be a little bit of dust. Out of all these people out of here, out of all this dirt, it's only gonna be a little bit of gold that's sifted out of all this dirt, man, and that's the elect.
Right.
Like he said, the world for here is for many, but the world to come is for few.
Right.
That's what he meant when he had said that. Okay, I believe there might have been more on that one.
Yes. Even so is the course of this present world.
That's right, that's the course. That's the way this world is playing out. That's the course of this world. You know? It's on its way to destruction.
There be many created, but few shall be saved.
That's right, man. It's just that easy. It's that easy. It's many created, and that even goes too. That shows you that God don't love everybody, man.
Right.
The Most High don't love everybody. All right. A lot of these people He made, even when you go to Proverbs the 16th chapter, man. Even you can, one of y'all can pull it up. I know you got a precept. Like, you know what I'm saying? This world He made right here, He made it for a lot of people, man. But He made these people for their destruction, man. If you see a homosexual, man, that's because He made that person to be a homosexual. He made Esau to be the devil. Why? He made a whole nation of Israel, and He made 2/3 of them to be destroyed. You know? That's just how it is, but ultimately it's because this is our story. You know? This is our trial. All right? When we had sinned, ate that fruit, He said, if you eat this fruit, you shall surely die. And we see that daily, man. Now we know how death is, man, in order to be perfect. All right?
Hebrews chapter 4, verse 1. Let us therefore fear, lest the promise being left us of entering into His rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached.
That's right, unto us. It don't say unto everybody. It don't say unto everybody, and it's beautiful that it's in the book of Hebrews, you know? Because whether it be the Colossians or the Corinthians or whatever, He's saying unto us, because we know those were the Israelite foreigners, all right? But unto us the gospel was preached, all right? Unto 1/3 of Israel, unto the whole nation of Israel, actually, because they're going to come back too.
For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them.
That's right. The word preached did not profit the 2/3, man. It didn't profit the Sadducees and the Pharisees. It didn't profit these people that you see in front of us, man. It's only It's only profiting the ones that's kicking this word of sincerity and truth. The ones who are on fire, passionate for this work, passionate for this word, man. Constantly toiling through the scriptures or teaching. That's who it's for, man. Yahweh spoke unto parables because He didn't want everybody to get it, but He wanted the people that was able to receive it to get it, man. That's who it was taught to. That's who it was preached to. All right?
Not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
That's right. Not being mixed with faith. Being mixed with faith. It's not only just about the law no more, man. Being mixed with faith. Because you got to believe. You got to believe this is true. You got to believe that salvation is coming. You got to believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You got to believe in that you got to pray to the Lord and He'll give you what you need when you pray to Him, man.
I would say something. That word mixed means united. So being united with faith.
That's right.
And Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Verse 3. For we which have believed do enter into rest.
We was believe enter into rest, man. A lot of these people don't believe. That's why it considers them being of dirt. And the ones come out the dirt, that's gold, that's the ones who believe. You know?
As he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundations of the world.
That's right. And we could even go into an example of back in the wilderness when we was with Moses. You know, it was a large portion of us. I believe it was almost 1 million of us when you go to the book of Numbers. But the ones that actually went into the rest, it was only 1/3 of them pretty much, you know? Like when you go see here at the 46th chapter, it talks about that. You know what I'm saying? It's only a small number that's able to make it out of the many that's there. And a lot of those people were Israelites, man, but they were disobedient. The scriptures actually calls them the children of disobedience sometimes, you know? Go ahead, brother.
I got a precept for you. Did you have more on that one?
No. Okay.
This is Romans chapter 8, and I start at verse 1. I'll go down a little bit. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Yahushua Mashiach, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit.
So all the stuff that we've done in the world, all the stuff we've done in the world before this truth, being niggas, being spicks, being wicked as hell, man, with us waking up, being like newborn babes and getting back into this truth, he says, though, there's no condemnation for us. Lord willing, we those men, you know? Lord willing, we stay on this path, all right?
For the law of the spirit of life in Yahushua HaMashiach hath made me free from the law of sin and death.
That's right, man. This word right here, man. The law of this whole word, understanding it, teaching it, going by it, has made me free from the sin of death, man. Because it talks about in Corinthians, the 15th chapter, that he's gonna make us immortal. We're gonna be victors over death, man. Over death, we ain't even gonna die no more. You know?
For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, the Most High sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh.
We couldn't follow the law 100% no more. We can't do it now. Back then we didn't have Yahushua, man. So we had to sacrifice whatever animal that was to be able to reconcile us for our sins. You know? But we stopped doing it. Our people started being wicked. They started gathering turtle doves and oxen and bullocks ahead of time just because they knew they was gonna sin. You know what I'm saying? That's why